the world hotbed of pool. Philippines.
Angeles City.
Well, the Philippines in general. You go to Manila, and there's probably 30 more players that would have an impact in the top 30 Pro Tour players here.
Oh, I believe that, sure.
These guys play rotation just night and day.
All right.
Buddy set the break. 7 balls the wing ball.
Well, he's not hitting the balls hard.
Buddy's not known for a hard break. He doesn't have a real power break. He only breaks in the 21 to 22 mile an hour range. He's on the low end of the average for the pros.
Well, you might as well shoot at this. He doesn't have to. He can play safe, though, and go over behind the 8-4-3, like this. Buddy might be able to see part of this ball.
And I think the 8 ball might cause him a little bit of a problem, but he's for sure going to be able to hit it and do something with it. Offense does not look to be a possibility.
Former world 8 ball, former world 9 ball, former world straight pool, former world 8 pool champion, member of the Hall of Fame from Owensboro, Kentucky. Give it up for Nicky Varner, please. Thank you. Still up there, Townsend versus Frank.
Nothing looks easy here, does it, Grady?
No. If he could get into the low right-hand part of the cue ball, I might consider knocking the 1 ball towards the 2 ball. 1 rail, then the 2 ball, and try to just kind of come back towards the 4 and 8 ball with the cue ball. I don't know if he has that luxury. I think he does. That seems to be his best chance to get this safe.
And at the very least, get the cue ball on that back rail somehow. Although he's hitting with a little higher ball than I thought, so he might not be doing that.
I think he tried to make that.
I think you're right. Judging from the disposition of the balls as they finished, I think he was getting position for the 2.
Now, does the 3 ball pass the 4 mark? If it doesn't, this is a tough position shot to get from the 2 to the 3.
Well, it's awfully difficult to tell from our perspective, but it looks like it may.
Well, the angle that he played here, he could play position for the far left-hand corner, but if he goes 2 rails around the 6 ball, then that tells me that it goes. Okay, it does go. And
nice speed, too.
Yeah. I assume that the 4 also passes the 8. So he's in pretty good shape here. You got to be a little careful with the 7 ball, but that shouldn't be a problem given the lie of the 6 ball, which is close to it. Now he can play the 5 ball in the corner or the side. A lot of times I'd rather play a shot like this in the corner, the 5 ball, like this. You try to get perfect for the side pocket, you end up getting out of line and have to go to the end rail or run into something. Now this is perfect. He can go forward a little bit, just like this. Nicely done. Perfect angle to get on the 7 ball on the side pocket.
A good speed, and he's chiseling through this rack pretty nicely. He carves these racks up, boy, and I'll tell you, he demonstrates some finesse and some touch that is beyond the capabilities of the average mortal.
Oh, that's true. Rempe's playing Roger Griffiths, Vagar Christensen playing Nick Varner. And this is lovely, too. This is a little more angle than what he wanted, but this is okay. You can hit this with no English or a little bit of right English if you'd rather. I like hitting this with no English at all. He looks like he might even go around the 9-3 rail.
I think he wanted to use a little bit of pace on that ball just to give himself a little better chance to feel good about his stroke, not have to make one of those intermediate strokes, but make a good full swing through the ball.
Okay, it's 1 each.
And if there's an area of Efren's game that's not as up to the rest of.
He's got to control the cue. Very important here. And he did. notice where the cue ball wound up. Absolutely perfect. One ball wide open. Keith McCready to win. He thought he missed that.
I can't stand to roll them balls.
Well, he's got to find a pocket for the 4. Looks pretty easy. There's the 2. Well, he made it a little bit difficult. He's got two things he can do here. Shoot the 4 into the 7 or shoot the 4 straight up the rail, pocketed here.
And he goes a long way and didn't get it.
But look what happened. Left him half safe.
That guy got me with the camera over there. Boy, I'm telling you.
You heard McCready say that our cameraman got him.
When you miss, you like to blame it on everything. Reyes better make this. They made the 7 inside. Great shot. Great shot. And got perfect position. Now the impetus swings back to you.
Great match. What do I?
Keith is hanging his head. He had a chance to win. I think the crowd is rooting for Reyes.
That's interesting because McCready really plays to the crowd.
Yeah. Oh,
did not leave himself
that
very
was
pretty.
That was a bad shot. What's this? That was a very bad shot.
Well, to say that he needs this is to make a great understatement.
Yes. He made it.
Excellent shot. He didn't make it easy on himself.
No, he did. He did.
We are tied at 8.
He's got a little smile on his face now. Look at him.
And he positioned the cue ball perfectly for the combination. It just looked like it was routine. Game number 5 goes to Rippey. Now he leads in the match by the score of 4-1.
Yeah,
and are you still feeling the same way? Do you still pick Reyes?
Well, I don't know. He's on a roll right now. I feel like Efren should win this match. I just feel that way. But he can't let it get away from him because Jimmy is. He knows how to win. If he gets a good lead, he'll finish it off. He's not a player who will get weak or fold. I mean, obviously not with the record he has. So Efren's going to have to fight back. And oh my God, here goes the 9 again.
There goes the cue ball.
There goes the cue ball. Well, Efren's going to get a free game here now. Efren's going to get a free. Well, yeah, they got a little.
No, they didn't. The 3 ball is the key ball because it's the ball that leads to the 4 and the 5. And you clear the 3 before pocketing the 4, and everything's right in line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's over.
Yeah, I was thinking that he would play a combination of the 9, but with the way the balls are sitting, he's got to run out. But it's not a difficult run out here.
No, this is really a connected dot run out until you get to the 6, and then you have to travel a little bit from the 6 to the 7.
And the 7's out in the open, and it can really go in either pocket, in either corner pocket. Well, Efren needed this game because he certainly didn't want Jimmy to be stretching that lead on him. For Efren to not get out here, we'd have to miscue. The top players have so much respect for Efren Reyes that if they get an opportunity to get a few rolls and get a lead on him, they're going to take advantage of it. They know not to give this guy any air at all. He's just such a dangerous player. I mean, Jimmy, I know he wouldn't feel comfortable. He'd have to have an 8-1 or 9-1 lead to begin to relax a little bit.
I don't know if I agree with that statement you just made. You said the better players are they respect Reyes so much that when they get an opportunity, they're going to take advantage of it. They're going to take advantage of an opportunity regardless of who they play. And if anything, when they get an opportunity against Reyes, they figure not to take full advantage of it because of the intimidation factor. I mean, that's the way I look at it, you know. Whenever you play Efren Reyes, I mean, you want to run out every time you can see a ball, but, you know, it's not as easy as that. Game number 6 goes to Reyes, who now trails in the match by 2 games, 4 games to 2. Red zone here. And how you perform in the red zone quite often, you know, determines on how well you do.
Yeah, and Efren's at 5, so he's about the 50-yard line. He's got some catching up to do.
He's come up dry on the break, but suffering a little consequent in the regard of leaving an offensive shot. So therefore, Reyes steps to the table with really nothing offensively, but there is some equity in the safety a couple different ways.
Importantly, Efren can cue on the 1 ball. The 4 is not stopping him there. And here comes the cue ball, right? Tried to get it behind the 4. I don't know if he got there. Looks like he didn't.
No, he didn't get there. And of the 2 players out there this evening, or this afternoon in the feature match, Reyes seems the one that's probably not as comfortable. Rempe seems to be more in his game than Reyes. Certainly the score reflects that. And the play at the table also is an indication of that.
Tough shot here, Billy. Tough shot here. Long shot off the rail on the 1 ball. This is the match right here. I'd say if Jimmy makes this shot, it's history. He's gonna take this match right here.
Notice how steady he is shooting this shot. Nothing moving. Nothing at all. Narrowly missing.
He hit it good. He's going to leave Efren a shot. That was a really big shot in this match. If there's going to be a turning point, it could be right here. That's the first ball Jimmy missed in the match, and a very difficult shot, but Efren's got a shot on an open rack.
The 2 to the 3 is somewhat of a problem. It's accessible. It's more accessible if you play the position on the 2 exactly the way he's done. Shooting the 2 in the lower left-hand corner, staying on the right side of the 3, because that's the pocket that's open the upper left.
Well, the onus is on Efren now. I think he realizes that he must make his move right now, or this match is going to be over, and he's going to be out of the tournament.
It seems like he's ended up with an awkward angle on the 3, so he's going to have to force it to the right-hand cushion.
He does that very well.
He would have liked to end it up on the left side of the 4, but he didn't have the angle to do that. And considering the position of the 6, he has to be laying good for the 5 to drop nicely for the 6. So therefore, the 3-ball position to the 4 was key. Let's see if he
I like
can
this little
come back.
shot that he shoots here. That little shot with inside English, he just does that so nicely.
Okay, now he's gotten the position on the table where he's going to have to draw the ball. Now, the position of the 9 represents an possible interfering ball here. If he can draw off of the 5 and thread the needle in between the 7 and 9, that'll suffice. Or he can go to the right of the 9.
Exactly. He threaded the needle between the 9 and the 8 there.
But the 9 was definitely an obstacle that he had to contend with.
Well, as soon as you said it, he was looking at it. I noticed he came over and took a quick look at what the angle where that 9 was, and he avoided it very well.
The winner on table 6 was Leonardo Andam.
Andam took care of Carter without much problem, 11-3. See how great a player he is?
Good luck next week, folks.
It looks like he's got a little awkward of angle again. He's either have to draw back lane shape for the lower left or stop right there.
Yeah.
He's elected to stop right where the 8 was, accepting this type of a shot on the 9, which really shouldn't be much of a problem at all for Reyes.
And with that shot, he pulls within 2 games at 6 games to 8. So Jimmy's not quite putting him away yet. Efren staying.
Opportunity to defeat him and give him his only loss. And if he continues to play as well as he's been playing, if the first 2 games is any indication how he's going to be playing for the rest of the match,
well,
he's going to be tough to beat.
Let's say this, he's not intimidated at all. Except now he didn't make a ball and he snookered him. Efren Reyes has nothing. The break can really work against you. Where do you push now? Where do you push? You have to come with a trick shot with top players. He has to push somewhere where he can trick Dalton.
Well, he can't push down the table because Dalton will reposition the cue ball underneath the 6 and the 7.
He's going to push for the kick.
Straight in, maybe he'll push.
No, he's pushing for the kick. Or maybe straight in now. It went pretty, I'm going to tell you what, it's frozen. And Dalton didn't even hesitate. He just said shoot.
No, I do believe he tried to push him straight in.
I think so, yes.
But,
and he did.
Yeah, and the reason that he pushed him straight in is because he knew he would position the cue ball near or maybe even on that cushion with his excellent touch.
Except this is the magician. You don't know if he's going to shoot or play safe off the ball. And now it looks like Dalton made a mistake. But how's that control?
Well, it looks like Dalton actually tricked him.
Yeah, it's like I say, nobody has gained an advantage yet because the other guy is still at the table. So you don't ever know. You can't feel good yet if you're Dalton. Just like Efren couldn't feel good.
Yeah, I don't think Reyes can possibly get the best of this.
Well, he is the magician.
That's a good shot there.
Oh, that's ball in hand. That's ball in hand. Now, he must have been trying to pinch it some way.
If Shannon doesn't have a pocket, I look for Shannon to reposition the cue ball behind the 6, sending the 1 in the area of where the 4 is possibly, or somewhere down there. But reposition the cue ball solidly behind the 6.
And he has a chance for 3 in a row if that happens.
But evidently he has a pocket,
No.
Danny, so I don't think we're going to see him do that.
I was getting into something. The last time, maybe the only time Efren got lost a game on 3 in a row, Dalton did it to him in one of the recent tournaments.
Yeah, and I've really never have seen Efren lose a game by the forfeit route, 3 consecutive fouls.
But he did in one of the last tournaments because I did the commentary. In fact, later on in the match, Dalton had another chance to get him. I said, look at this. He already has the record. He's going to break it. But here it comes again. Maybe.
Well, I don't think this time because it was important for Dalton not to allow Efren to see that side rail. He didn't position the cue ball solidly behind the 6. And
You're right.
He allowed Efren back at the table with the ability to go 1 cushion to the 1.
Well, maybe with good execution here, he can freeze him on the 2. Rail first, right?
How about freezing him on the 6? You just roll it real softly.
Yeah, you got to get back to the rail then.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying. He got him, but he didn't freeze him on it.
No, but he got
hit
him.
it maybe a little bit too hard for what you said, but he wanted to make sure he got back to the rail.
I think Efren's got a 1 rail kick again, this time utilizing this short cushion. This one here, I think he has to hit with some speed. I don't think there's any safe possibilities with this one. Well, he didn't. He once again, he opted to hit it softly enough to
come off that side. Probably
and that's the way he played it also, because he has such an uncanny ability to kick balls with accuracy.
To kick safe. I talk about it all the time. In the beginning, when the rules first came out, ball in hand, we just mostly kicked to hit the ball and get lucky. And then another art came into the game. Efren's kicking safe.
The position of both the 6 and the 7 are going to create problems for one of these players later on in the game, unless Efren can do something with it right now. He's opting not to, so evidently he didn't like.
Yeah, I don't think he could have hit it full enough to come off the rail and hit the inside of the 6. So he figures he'll do something later. He's certainly going to have chances. Look where the 5 is sitting.
Yeah, that was a good point. That's a good observation. The 5 ball is positioned up near the upper left-hand corner pocket, and with the correct angle on the 5, you can go into the 6 and free up the 6 from the 7.
Yeah, it'll be tough to miss that.
And with Reyes' excellent cue ball control, I don't think there's much of a problem.
No, I'm sure he will do something to open those 2 balls off of the 5. Or maybe he'll do it off the 4. That could be what he's looking at. While the 5 is near a pocket, it's a good time to go at balls that are tied up. Let's see, maybe that's what he's thinking of right now. If he can possibly, I don't know the angle he has, if he can get a little bit of an angle for the side pocket and just go softly into those. No, he didn't.
But that's another excellent assessment
Yeah.
by you, Danny. It was a really an intelligent thing to to look
Couldn't
for.
do it. Is he going to try it here? Nope. He decided to just go 2 rails on the inside, and only a bad roll would stop him. Here,
Yeah,
this is a big target.
If you go 2 rails, you're more apt to come out of it with a shot,
Right.
opposed to going 1 cushion. 2
There
cushions
it
like
is.
he's
Perfect.
done. 1,
Perfect.
2. Now, regardless of which ball he hits, he's going
Got
to
a
come out of
shot.
it with a shot.
And if he happened to go under him without hitting it, then he had a pretty good save.
So therefore, Reyes once again plays the percentages as he normally does. And for you aspiring players out there, trying to play the percentages is what we really want to do, but knowing where they lie is a different thing. At that time, the percentages were to go with 2 cushions into the 6 and the 7.
Yeah, there are better ways to go on certain layouts where if you shoot them 100 times, you'll get out more times. In fact, one of the tapes, guy went the dead wrong way, and I said he hit the wrong shot perfectly. And that doesn't mean in other words, going the wrong way, you can't get out. We're just talking